swim in shallow waters, but it's gonna get you nowhere. And I'm way too good to waste my time on boys like you. Can you speak without a filter? Can you give me something better? I bet you do. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Hey baby, if you want me to be with you, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Come on, give me something real, doesn't have to be ideal, just a part of you that's honest, that's all I want. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Could you shut up for once, relax that eager tongue, and let me tell you something about myself. I'm not the clueless one, I'm neither weak nor dumb, so I don't buy this version of you have. No, you can swim in shallow waters, but it's gonna get you nowhere. And I'm way too good to waste my time on boys like you. Can you speak without a filter? Can you give me something better? I bet you do. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Hey baby, if you want me to be with you, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Come on, give me something real, doesn't have to be ideal, just a part of you that's honest, that's all I want. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. I'll give you today to take me away. If you hear what I'm saying, you know to what place. Boy, can you prove there's much more to you? I bet you do. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Hey baby, if you want me to be with you, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah. Come on, give me something real, doesn't have to be ideal, just a part of you that's honest, that's all I want. Hey baby, if you wanna get to know me, all you gotta do is take me to your heart, yeah.
Push the like button.
Never thought I'd be so far from home. Never thought our love could grow so cold. Never thought we had to run through burning fire. Never thought I had to miss you and I. Life changes as we know it. You do what you can, you just get through it. It's a mystery how people can get by on as little love as you and I. Never thought I'd be so far.
Check. All right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Are you ready for the after the episode live stream? 125 people in the chat. Let's hit the like button, get this party started.
Never thought I had to miss you and I.
This is gonna be on Dave Neal.
Hello, everybody. Oh, there it is. Oh, my gosh. What do we have going on? All right, let's do some house cleaning here. Let's get rid of this. Oh, boy. Hello, folks. Dave Neal here. Stand-up comic. What's this? What's this? What is that? Is this something? What is that? Oh, my gosh. Hold on. Hold on here. Oh, boop. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, little tall for us here. Okay, folks. Hello, everyone. Sophia, Sarai, Emily, Nicole. Cheers. How are you? I've got really sad music on. I just realized. This is my ode to Serene. Serene, the most serene person I've ever met. Darkness falls on your relationship with Clayton. You said, I love you. He said, that'll be all. You took a risk. You went out on a ledge. You leapt for love. Clayton didn't see a good thing that was smacking him right in the face. And we mourn the loss of your relationship. Goodbye, Serene. Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. Clayton, how could you do this to her in the end? But 3 roses away from blissful fantasy, a sweet she would have had given to her gleefully. I just made that up. I don't know. This is good music, right? Doesn't this feel like the music when like everything's in slow motion at the end of the action movie? There's just smoke coming out of your ears. Your hair's burnt off. You're making out with somebody you love. That's what this feels like to me. All right, do me a favor and call the voicemail number right there, 401-213-9828. 401-213-9828. 4-1-2-1-3-9-8-2-8. 9-2-8. No, I can't. Okay, that's enough. You get it. You get it. All right. Oh, I have the wrong thumbnail up. Oh my gosh. All of the people watching me that would normally be watching Bachelor Fantake are saying, who is this guy? He doesn't even have the right thumbnail up. Hold on a second, folks. Put that right there. You see the difference? Hometowns are next. Now, hometowns were wild. You can tell I you can tell I came up with that graphic before I watched it. Hometowns are pretty wild, aren't they? The actual hometown episodes themselves are nothing, ironically, to write home about. But boy, is it heating up. Serene, only one to say, right? Wasn't she the only one to say she loved him? And what did that get her? Seriously, you know, I hope she doesn't get guarded after this. It was a good exercise for her to open up to love, even though she didn't benefit from it. I think she'll be better off in the long term, if you know what I mean. All right. Read some of your comments. Ashley said, Serene deserved better. So poetic, says Elizabeth. Thank you. I'm a poet and I am very much well aware of it. Brian says, Serene Serenade. Yeah, Serene puts the, I'll put the Serene into Serenade. Is that, okay. Molly said, Serene was a little boring. Well, that's what you want. You want somebody who's not going to, make waves. You don't want, like, no offense to Gabby. Gabby's great and all, but, you want, I don't know. It doesn't mean she's a boring person so much as it means she's not dramatic. Ashley with the breaking news here.
Push the light.
Oh, wrong one. Ashley with the breaking news here. Instantly followed Serene's brother on Instagram. Yeah, everyone wants him to get on Bachelor in Paradise. There were some cute grandfathers. How about Dad Tony? Tony was pretty good. I'm not one to really make memes, but I made this one. Is Rachel's dad Alex Jones? Alex Jones is on the left. I know it's a rough comparison because, a lot of people aren't going to like the guy in the left, but I mean, they looked a lot alike. Those bald, kind of large white guys kind of start to look alike. All right. Justice for Tony. All right, folks. Feel free to call the voicemail line, 401-213-9828. If you're new to the channel, hi, how are you? Dave Neal here. And if you would like, you can leave a voicemail and let me know what you think of Serene getting the exit. Serene had her swan song. I have to say, regardless of Serene going home, they all looked fantastic in their, I guess, semi-finale. Would you call this the semi-finale episode? We have 2 episodes next week, which is going to be tough because I'm traveling to Vegas on Wednesday, and I'm going to have to be covering. You know me. When I'm on the road, I'll get the mobile unit out. I'll pull over at a cactus and make a breaking news video for you guys. Don't you doubt it. I'll be down by the pool. Everyone's going to be drinking hard ciders, and I'll be out there cranking out a good video. Anything for you guys. All right, so I'm sure, oh boy, we have a lot of voicemails. So let's get into them. I guess let's just start chipping away. If anyone wants to call in, now is your shot. Let's get rid of this sad music and start playing your calls. Elizabeth, you're up first.
Hi, Dave. It's Elizabeth calling from Southeast Pennsylvania. Watching the episode right now, and I'm fairly sure that this is just because of the edit that she's going to be getting, that she's been getting, and I'm sure that we'll see her in paradise. I hope that we do. Assuming, this is just my assumption that she won't get far, but I just don't farther than this. I don't know anything about Serene. Have I just not been paying attention? Or have they just not been, I feel like everything up until this point, I usually at this point don't feel confused as to how people get there, with the exception of get to hometowns, with the exception of Rachel from Matt James' season, which she was given an edit that made me very confused as to why she got to the end. We didn't see any deep connection between we weren't shown any deep connection between the two of them. So I'm just kind of interested to see what your perspective is on it, and if other people in Bachelor Nation just are, if I just haven't been, I might have just not been paying attention. But I don't know. Have she just not been shown very much? I just feel very confused when they talk about their connection, and we just haven't been shown it very much. I haven't seen it, I guess. But all right. Have a great night. Bye.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Bye. Appreciate you. No, Serene didn't get She didn't get extra screen time because she was unproblematic, is what it was, and she kind of kept to herself. So it looks like, do we have two different people? I got 3 voicemails. Let's see. It's Jessica from Missouri. Okay, hold on. Oh, I see what's going on.
Hey, it's Jessica from Missouri. Just kidding. It's Elizabeth from Southeast Pennsylvania again. I'm really sorry. Rachel's best friend Nate just said something that I think we hear pretty often. I'm just kind of curious as what other people think about it. When the concern that is being said from the other party is who's going to be here to pick up the pieces.
Yes.
I feel like that's a pretty selfish, Rachel, you should be careful because I'm the one who's going to have to be responsible for you when you come back here without a man. Let her do her thing. If that's what she wants to do, you chose to be her friend. That's what friends do to people. If you don't want to be her friend anymore and help pick up the pieces when she comes back from a decision that she made, then don't be her friend anymore. I don't get why people say that to other people. So I'd love to hear what you have to say. All right. Jessica from Missouri. Elizabeth from Southeast Pennsylvania from Missouri. Jessica.
All right. All the voices are coming
Bye.
up. Bye. Listen, good point. So Rachel, both of her friends essentially said a similar thing, which is we don't want to have to pick up the pieces. I think they meant we don't want you to get hurt. I think they're going to be there to pick up her pieces, but they didn't want her to get hurt. But I appreciate your calling in, Elizabeth and Jessica. I appreciate both of your calls. All right, let's go to Danny in Washington.
Hi, Dave. My name's Danny in Washington. My wife got me into this show in Hannah Brown season. And the reason I'm calling is because the show's just got totally off the rails. It's not romantic anymore. It's not funny anymore. And I think they need to hire Nicholas Sparks on as a consulting producer or something. They're trying to navigate this weird space where they're trying to touch on deep social issues and social justice and racism and all this. And at the same time, they're trying to show guys taking showers and zoom in on their packages and stuff like that. They're trying to do both, and I just think it's not possible to do both. Just need to pick one and go for it, and we all watch it because it's trash TV. We want to see people that are better looking than us, just having a good time, getting frisky, getting into trouble, but still trying to find love. And it just kind of sucks that they've fallen away from that. It's gotten really stale. And also a fun game is my wife and I play a game called Drink every time someone says process, journey, vulnerable, or wall. That's it. Fan of the show. Thanks. Bye.
All right. Good to hear from you, Danny. Is that your first time calling, Danny? Love it. Love it when we get the gentlemen on the lines. Any men out there, by all means, straight to the front. We've got a caller gap here. We've got 90% women, 10% men. I need the men to come out. Tell me where you're watching. Tell me who got you into it. You don't need to apologize. You don't need to make excuses. Well, I started watching when my wife got me into it. I broke my ankle. I couldn't reach the controller. You like it, Danny. We appreciate you. Thanks so much. He's basically saying, hey, pick a side. Are you going to be a show that's about social issues, or are you going to be a show about finding love? Now, you can be both, but of course, it's like on one end, they're zooming in on guys' packages. On the other, they're doing like performative things. What is it? What's it going to be? And maybe it does have a little bit of an identity crisis. And maybe society itself has an identity crisis, and that's okay too. We're all trying to figure it out. Hey, Bruce, you're up.
Hey, Dave. It's Bruce from Oregon. Why are you so obsessed with Tasha? Just kidding. It's Elizabeth from Southeast Website. You just pick numbers. All right. Have a good night. Bye.
Oh, my gosh. I got duped. I thought it was Bruce. Okay. That was Elizabeth performing the role of Bruce. Boy, you guys are really getting me off the chains here. Call the voicemail line, 401-213-9828. We got some great calls coming in. Do we have another man calling in? Can we have 2 out of 3? Does Elizabeth count? She pretended to be a man.
Hi, this is Sean calling.
No, this is a female Sean.
From Oregon. And I just want to start by saying, do not change. Be yourself. We like you for your personality, everything about you, and your content. It's a war going on. I know we talk about this silly little show to take our minds off things, but just keep being yourself. I love your view. If people don't like it, they don't have to watch. That's all. Nothing about the show. You're awesome, and keep being you. Bye.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Sean, calling in from Oregon. Appreciate you. Allie Michelle says, where's your stand-up schedule? Shows I will be promoting will be on my Instagram. That's where they will be. I've got a private show in Vegas next week, thanks to one of you guys. I'll be doing a private show. You're not invited. It's private. And the day I get back on Sunday, which I believe is March 13th, I will be doing a show in Los Angeles. That's going to be a fun show. It'll be a very small, probably like 40-seat place. It's going to be a super small, fun show. I'll let you guys know details about that. I'm still working on the venue, but that'll be Sunday, March 13th, and then more news to come. Here's a 2-second voicemail. This can't be anything, right? Okay, that was a dud. Someone left me a dud. All right, let's go to Dallas, Texas. Let's hear from Kate.
Hi, Dave. It's Kate from Dallas, Texas. I was just wondering who, at this point, you would love to see Clayton with, or who you think he makes the most sense with working in the real world, and who you would love to see for Bachelorette. Love your channel. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks so much for the call, Kate. Well, just to echo off what Aaron said here, in my opinion, Clayton saying to Tony without hesitation that he would hypothetically relocate overseas for a year to be with Rachel while she worked was him saying he loves her without saying he loves her. Oh, yeah. I think that all signs point towards Rachel getting the most attention so far. So much so, I think he likes her so much he's been not wanting to give out roses because he didn't want to give them out to her and he didn't want to give them out to other people on group dates. So that's my guess. My guess for Bachelorette looks like Gabby. That I think that's what my guess would be. We'll have to see what happens with Susie. I think they would both be great. I think now the question is, would Serene be great? Does she have the personality? And I don't mean that she has a bad personality, but is it big enough to be Bachelorette? Because I think she certainly has a lot of great attributes that would make her fantastic as Bachelorette.
Hey, David from New York. I guess my dead impression is of all the years I've watched The Bachelor, this Jughead has 4 of the most terrific women, well now 3, to pick from, and it sounds like he ends up blowing it. So we'll see what happens, but dude didn't know what he had. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, I hear you. How dare you not leave a voicemail and say bye? No, I appreciate you. Serene. Let's go to Serene's page. Usually after a breakup, we get a sort of word from the person broken up with. Let's see if we have one here. Here's Serene Brooke Russell, and her latest post was from yesterday. Can't wait to meet baby. So nothing to do with the show and no stories from the show. So could it be, could it be, hold on. Could it be that Serene wants nothing to do with Clayton and no longer wants to talk about the show? I mean, she is a tall glass of water, which is a compliment because, I think she rocks the show. She's got a very good Instagram in general. Like, she's clearly super fashionable. Do you guys see? I don't think I ever posted the Tinder swindler. Could you believe I never? I made a. This is gonna sound so stupid. I made a. What's her name? Serene. I made a photo of Serene and I can't find it. Let me see if I can find it. I'll play another voicemail. I just remembered I made this Photoshop of her and I never played it. Let's go to Tanya. Oh, this is a quick one.
Hey, Dave. It's Tanya from Georgia. And all I got to say is, Grandpa John for Bachelor. Bye.
Grandpa John for Bachelor. I don't hate it. Not one bit. All right, let's go to Ash and Kay.
Hey, this is Ash and Kay. This is Ash speaking. So wanted to call back and answer your question, Dave, about how it would work if Clayton wanted to date all three of these women. And our answer is actually it wouldn't in this situation, mainly because everyone came into this situation with the expectation of monogamy. And the main cornerstone of polyamorous relationships is openness, honesty, and everyone being aware of the situation and on the same page, like up front. And so changing the rules of that not halfway through, but like at the end, it just wouldn't work. Like you can't functionally move from that expectation in this situation to something that would work in real life. But also, yes, everything is different, and there are always so many different ways that you can do this type of relationship. So it is all different, Dave, yes. But also, I did want to clarify so that everybody knows, polyamory and polygamy are two different things. Polyamory is being in a relationship with multiple people. In general, it can look like so many different things. And polygamy is a man who is married to multiple women. They're like very easily confused, so I wanted to say that. But yeah, anyway, that's our thoughts on that, and have a great night.
Thank you so much. We're getting so much love here in the comment section regarding Ash and Kay. I asked them on the earlier live stream if they could explain to me why they think Clayton would be a good fit for a polyamory lifestyle, because they had mentioned, hey, like he's falling in love with multiple people. Is he trying to make this work? What's going on? But of course, then they had to bring facts and logic into it and say, hey, polyamory is not, you have to know that that's what you're getting into. You have to know the contract before you sign it, before you dip the pen in polyamory ink. All right, folks. Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know why this photo makes no sense, but I had originally seen Serene in this what it looks like a private jet, right? And then from there, I was like, well, doesn't the Tinder guy have a private jet? And I thought it would just be fun. I flipped her around and stuck her in back there. All right, let's go to the next voicemail. It really means nothing. We have another one from Ash and Kay, please.
Hi, this is Ash from Ash and Kay again. Kay corrected me and told me that my definition of polygamy was incorrect. It is actually the practice or custom of having more than one wife or husband at the same time. So I wanted to correct that. Yeah, just being married to more than one person. But we also wanted to weigh in on Rachel's family and them making comments about, like, we don't want to deal with this again. Like, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what her sister said, was, I don't want to have to deal with this. And then, like, the sentence quickly changed into, I don't like seeing her that way. And I do think there is some selfishness there, like not wanting to deal with the emotions of other people. And I agree with whoever it was that called in and said, like, if you're their friend and family, like, that's part of it. Like, it shouldn't be just about your feelings. But anyway, have a great night. Bye.
Thank you so much. Yeah, obviously, it's got to be tough. It's, friends always want the best for their friends. We know, was it Rachel's brother? No, Serene's brother, who mentioned, he's been on the phone with her till 3 a.m. And that's not to say that, like, hey, there's no guilt attached to that. It's just to say, hey, we're here to support you either way. So I didn't take it in a bad way. I think it's a tough scenario because I mean, imagine every time you go into you introduce someone to your parents, you know it might not work out, but you know you both have like an equal shot at making it work. Versus this, everyone goes, okay, best case scenario, only one out of you four make it to the finish line, and then from there, the success rate is about 10%. Right? Would you say that? So after getting to the Bachelor altar, it's about 10%, whereas in the normal world, it's about 50% from there. So, all right. Sonia said, so that was from Sonia. She left a voicemail from Georgia. Thank you so much. I think we're actually opened up on the phone lines. I've only got one more voicemail. So if anyone wants to call the phone line, now is your shot. We are down to our final three ladies. What do you guys think? As we know, it's been reported that the season is unique in its ending. So will Clayton find love? We don't know. This is an unspoiled season. We love to see it. All right, let's see what Ashley has to say in San Antonio, Texas.
Hey, Dave. This is Ashley from San Antonio.
What up?
I am sick today, so I sound like crap, but I still wanted to leave a voicemail.
Thank you.
So I absolutely love this episode, but during Rachel and Clayton's date, I felt like I was disturbing them because they were getting so hot and steamy. They couldn't keep their hands off of each other.
Yeah.
I felt like Clayton made it very obvious that she was his number one pick. And that's all I have to say. Thank you. Bye.
Look, I got to agree with you. Let's see let's go on. I'm looking on the Reddit to see if there's anything showing off that sort of horizontal makeout session that Clayton and Rachel had in the river. I mean, first of all, I'm getting out of the river. I don't know about you. If I'm in a crocodile infested river in Florida and I'm making out with my lady, I'm just gonna walk onto the shore. I'm gonna make, you know me. I like to make out in dry land. That's what I'm all about. I don't need to worry about my sea legs or leeches going up my urethra or God knows what else. Not on my book. Not with my health insurance plan. All right, folks. Let's see what else we got going on here. Got some voicemails trickling in. Speaking of leeches in your urethra, trickling into the voicemails. Here you go. It's a Monday night. Again, this will be the only live stream. We'll do no West Coast. I'm too busy watching Jack Reacher on Amazon tonight. I like a good, action TV show. That's what I like to do. I just finished Inventing Anna and also just finished, what's the one I just watched over the weekend? 1883, which is the prequel to Yellowstone. Oh my gosh. Here we are complaining that the hot water is not hot enough, and these people are out there, dying of the shits on the, oh my gosh, the Oregon Trail. All right, life's too easy for us. Here we go. Next voicemail.
Hi, Dave. This is Caroline from Las Vegas.
Hey, Caroline.
Just calling in to correct what polygamy is. Polygamy is when a man has more than one wife. Polyandry is when a woman has more than one husband, and that is all I remember from my gender studies class in college. So, you're welcome. Bye.
I loved it with the "you're welcome." I think I think we have several people saying several different things. What I remember from my gender studies, no, I didn't take a gender studies class. So I'm going to just go ahead and say I'm neither committing polygamy nor am I partaking in polyamory, unless you subscribers count as being married to me in some sort of YouTube fashion. But I don't know. If it could give us a tax write-off, I'm all on board.
Hey, Dave, it's Christy from Missouri. I just want to chime in on here. I'm really impressed with this episode. I think this was the kind of episode we were all wanting all along. And so, yeah, it was just really nice to see. And also, it was kind of emotional with Gabby and her dad. I personally never had a big relationship with my father. So to see that kind of relationship show and give her that moment of clarity when she's in that moment, and her having her dad and her grandpa be such positive males in her life, that it was just great to see. And I like to see that kind of conversation be talked about more. Anyways, have a good night. Bye.
Yeah, I love I love seeing the different stories, even though we didn't get to see too much of Gabby's story. My initial thought was that Gabby's dad didn't want to be a part of the show. Then they kind of mentioned it was more COVID related. The fact that he did the signs but didn't talk makes me feel like that was sort of a negotiation. I don't want to read too deep into it because I don't really care. But, it's good to see that love. You could feel Gabby's, you could really feel Gabby's positive energy there. I don't know really how to describe it. I don't see how anyone but Gabby is the next Bachelorette, to be honest. It just seems like she's got all the momentum in the world. Sanders said, "Hey, Dave and everyone, how come her dad didn't stay?" Oh, we don't really know. So Marcia, by the way, Ashley says, "I was hot and heavy with my husband." Oh, wrong one. I was hot and heavy with my husband. When we first started dating, I knew he was the one. Well, I'm sure he knew you were the one as well. Thank you for sharing that. And then Marcia says, polygamy is marriage in which a spouse of either sex may have more than one mate at the same time. Compare polyandry and polygyny. Okay, I feel like I just said a swear word there. You know what I mean? I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Well, anyway, we've got all those voicemails in. The voicemail line is wide open. Can we get an expert? Can somebody? I think we're pretty close. The phone line keeps rolling through. Now, Elizabeth said she called 4 times, and I only played 3 of her 4. But to be quite honest, Elizabeth, I might have just skipped over one of them. I don't know where it went. You might have to call back. I might have disappeared your number. Could we have blocked Elizabeth? Let's see if this is the one we didn't play.
Hi, David. Elizabeth from Southeast Pennsylvania again. I had one other thought.
Is Elizabeth on cocaine? Yes or no? Not that you sound like you are, but just 4 voicemails. It's like, I got plans. I want to tell you about them. Hey, Elizabeth, you can blow a line and talk to us all day long. Whatever makes you happy.
And that is Serene had literally just said, when I told him that I was falling in love with him, his face lit up like he was a little kid. And I had a thought when Gabby had told him the same thing, and he had said, oh, he lit up like his face was a little kid, and he said, oh, I've been waiting for that. He's like, I mean, I don't know anything about Clayton, and this is fine, but he's kind of feeding off of the attention that comes with being told that you're being fallen in love with. And I think that's going to confuse him. And it is confusing him. I have not, I only started watching during Matt James' season, so as of late have not seen this type of confusion from a Bachelor. As I know that Peter's season was kind of problematic as well, but he's kind of giving everybody the same reaction. I can understand how he's going to be very confused, and I can see how this is going to blow up in everybody's faces. And I am very excited that we are this far into the season. The first half of this season was just ridiculous, and I'm very excited to see how the next couple of episodes are going to come out. All right, bye.
Bye. Well, you only started watching a few seasons ago, so you're making up for lost time. Thanks for the voicemails. I'm always kidding, but I really appreciate your calls. Cross Stitching Queen. Oh, by the way, Kim says that Gabby's dad has a girlfriend of 10 years and has cancer, so he needs to be cautious. She's sick right now. Oh, well, now I feel bad for my assumptions. I kind of heard something, but I was trying to get my system to buffer. You should see my system. It's some days I have better internet than others, so sometimes I'll miss something. Cross-Stitching Queen says, I vote Susie for Bachelorette. Possibly unpopular opinion. I think Gabby is a ditz. Well, I mean, Gabby, she's an ICU nurse, and she's actually got a ton of other credentials. She's won an award while she was on the Broncos cheerleading squad. Sort of some sort of humanitarian award. So she does good. She's an orb of positivity. All right, let's go to our next voicemail here, and then I'm wide open. We're gonna go to Texas. Call in if you're from another place I haven't heard of. I'd love to hear from you. So call on in. But this is Texas now.
Hey Dave, it's Jaleesa from Texas.
Jaleesa,
I just wanted to say I really feel like tonight Susie really showed that she was no longer interested in Clayton. And I feel like she should have left instead of staying. Even when he gave her the rose, she didn't look happy. And there was concern on her face when she was in the car. So I'm really not sure why she stayed. You could see it all over her face that she was concerned about the conversation she had with Clayton and his mom. So I'm just not sure. We'll see.
Yeah. It's so hard for me to read the room when it comes to people's reactions to things. We talked a lot about, I guess the term was resting bitch face was used to describe, is the term some people use to describe how they come off with whatever, how do I say what I'm trying to say? There are people that have commented that they're on the autism spectrum, and some people think they've got resting bitch face, which is a term that's derogatory, but it's kind of usually in good fun, which is for someone who looks like they're not in a good mood or looks like they're an ass or whatever. And that can just be someone who's very pensive, very, in their heady. And I think that could be the case with Susie where, she gets the rose and she might not look happy, but maybe it's just a flurry of issues that she's thinking about, that it's like, all right, it's like more money, more problems. Now I got the rose. Now I got to think about fantasy suites. It's like the second they get that rose, fantasy suites are the next conversation, So a lot going on there. By the way, is this the same? Do I have the same person here? So is Elizabeth? I want to make sure. Elizabeth says, you just reap the benefits of my thoughts. I have to dump onto someone or I will go nutty. And of course, here we have, I believe this is Elizabeth, sharing one of her coping mechanisms, and I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I think this is all in fun for the same community. But rolling around in the office, I want to go to your office. Whatever you got going on, look at this. Where are you there? Anyway, you can go watch the video. Office is a sensory room. I need a sensory room here. If anyone wants to go check out the content and the extra personal conversations we're having over there, it's at Dave Neal's community. Sage says, Gabby has a baby girl voice. Cute, but not everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a Marilyn Monroe style voice. That's just, I don't know. I'm sure you get used to it within like an hour of talking to someone. Everyone's kind of different. Let's see. I'm trying to read your comments. Let's see if I have any more voicemails so I can. Oh, here we got another voicemail here.
Hey, Dave. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
This is Jacqueline calling from tropical Toronto.
Hey, Jacqueline.
I think, or can you remind me, isn't Gabby who had dated Dean and someone else?
Blake.
And they both said if she wasn't selected, she would likely be the next Bachelorette. Just thinking wondering if that's coming full circle, because I agree with you. She's the most entertaining. I like Serene, but she lives up to her name. She is too serene.
Yep.
It needs to be a little bit more energetic to be the Bachelorette. And Susie to me is just kind of bland, white bread, whatever. All right, bye.
Bye. Thank you for the call. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. Serene, it is not an insult to Serene to say that she is a calm presence, but is that what the show wants? They probably want a Katie Thurston, someone or even a Claire Crowley. They want people that will wear their heart on their sleeve, call somebody out. Look, I loved Michelle Young. And let me ask you guys this. Did Michelle Young, we're happy for her. Did she deliver on an interesting season? And again, I'm just asking this because to be honest, I don't know if I get the same joy out of watching the show as some of the audience does, because I'm taking notes the whole time. I'm prepping. Like, it's work and I like it, but I'm doing so much that sometimes I lose the flavor of the show. So do you think Michelle Young was able to pull off an interesting season, even if she herself was so evolved of a person that she wouldn't let petty dramas get in the way? Do you know what I mean? So the question is almost like, does the show need the Claytons that aren't going to be good at talking to people and are going to let, people like people like Shanae run wild? Does the show need that? Angel says, I'm guilty of resting bitch face too, especially without my contact glasses. Oh, and I'm the same way. Look, when I get on stage, and do stand up, I have to remind myself to like laugh and smile, because I'll just go up there and the way the lights are hitting me, like not the lights right now are coming at my eyes, but in most cases the lighting will leave like a shadow. I say I have deep inset eyes, so like I just look. Like, imagine if I turn these lights off. I just look like what is this guy here? You know what I mean? I just look dark and angry. I'm not at all. So I can understand that perception can be different than reality sometimes for those resting. What would the guy be? A resting dick face? RDF? I don't know. Sophia, did you call in? Feel free to call back. I don't think my phone's set up to the Bluetooth. Let me make sure it's set up here. I'm loving it. Alrighty. Let's get that Bluetooth energy. Roadcaster set up. Molly says Elizabeth is the main character of this live stream. I'm okay with that. We can make Elizabeth the main character. We had a really good conversation last week regarding the different aspects of autism spectrum disorder. One of the things that this journey has allotted me is a space to ask for things that I need to make my life easier, make me a better worker, and allow me to better connect with my coworkers. So I'm lucky to have a boss that lets me turn this office into a space that feels cozy and calm to work in. So we're so good to hear that, Elizabeth. All right, let's go to what I think is our phone call here. Hello. Hold on, let's see if you can hear me.
What's up, Dave?
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, you sound great.
Oh, man, what an episode. It's been a long day. I haven't slept, so it's crazy.
You haven't slept since
like,
when?
Since 4 o'clock in the afternoon yesterday.
So you've been awake since 4 p.m. yesterday.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of? What are you doing out there?
I was really busy all day, and then I had to watch my sister today, and then it's been nonstop. I've just been so busy that I haven't, sometimes you don't have time for sleep. I will sleep after.
So, what did you think of how the episode ended tonight? Did you catch the ending?
Yeah, I did. Well, I'm really upset because I think that Serene didn't get what maybe she deserved. Like, she was honestly possibly one of my favorite people to ever be on the show. Like, she seemed, if she wasn't being legitimately herself, then she's just a really good actress. But I was like, why is this girl not getting any love? Like, I don't understand why. And then on top of it, I'm slightly concerned. Like, is it just me who thinks that she needs a sandwich? Like, I don't know. But like, I hope she's okay. I really hope we see her again. I think she would be a great bachelorette because she's really pretty, and okay, she's boring and villains always take over, but
Yeah, I mean, the show knows a lot more than we do with regards to personalities, so we only see the edited part. But yeah, she's a very calm person. I mean, I think she would be good as Bachelorette. I don't think the Bachelorette needs to be super dramatic, but someone like Gabby is gonna like pull like if the Bachelorette's got a couple of guys that are a little nervous, someone like Gabby's gonna pull that energy out of them, whereas Serene is just like a calm and nice person. So I feel like the show just didn't show that because there was other chaotic things to air out. There's only so much they can air.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Like, I don't know. And by the way, your picture scared the crap out of me because it looks so well done, your Photoshop picture, that I was like, oh my God, she's with the swindler. Someone help her.
I'm so glad you feel that way.
It took me a while to figure out that it was Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. I literally just took her image, I cropped her out, I flipped it so that she would be sitting in the other direction, and then I just kind of hit her behind. I didn't really... I feel like if you look closely, you realize that it's really a bad...
Yeah, but it's pretty well done.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that respect I'm getting.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but it's getting worse and worse on the show. Like, I don't know if anyone notices, but the cameras are shaky as all hell. Like, why can't they hold up a camera straight? Like, pay attention next time. You'll see the camera work is so shaky. I can't even watch it sometimes. I'm like, they're giving me a headache. Like, someone give them a tripod with or something. Like, it's so bad this year. I'm like, what is happening?
I'll have to make some phone calls.
You haven't noticed it?
No, I actually, and I pride myself on noticing things that are not worth noticing. And I didn't notice, well, normally it always feels like they're like some student film on acid, right? It always feels like they're just running and gunning. But, and that's what they are,
Yeah.
The camera guys obviously all have walkie-talkies, and there's someone saying, all right, you get over the shoulder of Clayton. All right, you get the close-up. And then they just had a steady shot on who is it, Rachel's dad the whole time, which I felt bad, because he wasn't going to crack a smile. So
I feel like they have the inability to get a steady shot, though. These people, like, they're all super shaky. I don't know what's happening. Is it because they cut the budget down? I don't understand. Maybe it's because I'm lacking sleep. Maybe it's just my eyeballs are shaking because they want to go to bed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think you just have the shakes. I think who knows? It could
maybe it's me.
It could be a little bit of both. What would your grading of this season be? Do you think it's been interesting, or like where are you at?
I really, like I said, I watch it for different reasons than most people. So I base it on the NA stuff was entertaining for a little bit. Then they lost my interest. Maybe the fantasy suites drama will bring up my interest yet again. Those are always my favorite episodes because I wait to see and analyze if he looked like he was good in bed or if it looked like they had a great time or not. So I don't know. This season, I think I'll give it maybe a 6. I'll give it a 6 but the last couple of seasons have not been good. Like my last good season was maybe Hannah Brown. Was it Hannah or Peter? It's been a while where it's just been going down and down and down. And like I'm enjoying more. What's the other one? Joe Millionaire right now.
Oh, okay. Do you think Clayton? Do you think he's adequately skilled in the art of foreplay for these fantasy suites? Because I kind of get the feeling like he's kind of a ground and pound type of guy.
He seems highly motivated. I feel like he's already grabbing for legs. He can't wait to get the go ahead to get the waved in. So I think he's definitely going to put some effort out there.
He is a people pleaser, so I mean, that's hey, I feel like part of the fantasy suite time needs to be flexing your muscles, if you will, with regards to what you offer in the fantasy department there.
Yeah. But the thing is that it also depends because women are, like, different people will enjoy, I guess, different kinds of sexual experiences. So with like Clayton, to me is not my type of sexual experience because he just seems he's a neck grabber, and I don't know if that means anything to anyone other than me and my friends who know what I mean by neck grabbers. But I'm just like, no, I don't like neck grabbers. So So to me, it's not my type of guy, but I'm sure a lot of women are into it. I think Susie's into it. She seems like she's all ready to go. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, time will tell. I don't know if we'll get much information out of the fantasy suite, but I feel like the guy, I guess I'll ask you this. Do you think the Bachelor leads get treated differently than the Bachelorette leads? Like, is he getting held to a standard that the
100%?
And what do you think that is?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Look, because it's mostly women watching the show. So chances are when they get a Bachelorette, they want these women who are like empowered. They want these women who look good, who have decent professions, who they believe will be a decent role model for the women. Whereas when they look for the men, personality, it doesn't matter. I think maybe status matters a little bit. And all they want is a fresh piece of meat so that they can just objectify. If you think women are the only ones being objectified, when it comes to a Bachelor and a female crowd, 100%, they just kind of want the dummy to look good, And even if he's not a dummy, I don't think he's a dummy, but I mean, they will make it look that way because they want a Kelso. They want like a simpleton guy who will listen and just look good and be under the shower like Ben. Well,
that is true. That, I mean, and again, I'm not complaining. I understand why the show doesn't want to have the Bachelorette just slow-mo showering. I understand why they don't want to sexualize her like that. But it seems to be that we're okay with doing it to the guys.
How come it's okay for the guys?
I personally don't mind it. I think it comes down to the men are not being objectified in a way in real life that's harmful. Like, men don't get objectified the way women do in real life. So it's almost like there isn't that stigma.
That's not true because, look, but there is a bit because, look, men, like my boyfriend, we've talked about this often, that a guy will get grabbed by the balls from a woman or grabbed his ass, and it's funny and it's not something serious. And in the end, like, he was kind of sexually harassed, and it's just laughed at, and women could do whatever they want to men in a very disrespectful way. It's just more normalized, and men are less likely to say something about it, even if they do feel uncomfortable. So it's one of those things where I think it does happen. It's just less talked about and less accepted. Like, I've looked at those videos where you just see men getting objectified or treated like crap or being hit, being beat by their girlfriends, and no one bats an eye at that, right? Because they're like, not to say that it doesn't happen to women. I'm just saying that, you know, it's men too. Like, I think a lot of people, we all just need to respect everybody. Like, but people don't. And I think sometimes guys get the short end of the stick, you know? Like,
do you think that the Bachelor producers do you think, and again, I'm not trying to lead you with any question because I don't have the answers myself, but do you think that the Bachelor producers are more willing to throw a male lead under the bus? I mean, I guess they did that to Claire and Katie, so maybe it's whatever they'll. I mean, what do you think? Do you think they're being edited the same?
I think it's just that when it comes to the women, they're going to be like with Katie and Claire. If there's any resistance, they're not going to push back. Like, they're going to push back hard if they're not listening. But with the guys, I think it's more of a manipulative thing. But I don't know. Like, I do feel like it's somewhat the same the way that the producers treat them, because they like dehumanize all of them. But I don't know. The show has changed. Like that other caller that called in, he is like 100%. I totally agree. So I feel like the show is changing, is becoming different. So maybe we're going to see a different side, but it seems like they're trying to balance something that isn't quite cohesive.
Yeah, well, I'll say this. When they edit a show, they have to shoot and edit the show on the fly. So they really don't know what they're working with. You know, that's why some aspects are formulaic, because they need a little bit of formula, because the rest is like, up until Clayton, like whatever happens next week, which might be women walking out on him, he might be heartbroken, whatever it is, it's like, it's wild. They don't know how it's going to go. They just have to shoot it and trust it's going to be an entertaining season. And I think over time, enough wild and different things happen. When you have someone like Michelle Young's season, there wasn't really much of a surprise who she was going to choose at the end. The show kind of tried its best to not make it obvious, but it was kind of like, you know, a well-known, you know, spoiler that what was going down. So yeah, it's interesting to see what they do with these characters, because I don't think there's too much of a moral or ethical question on how they treat them. I think it's like, all right, how can we edit this to find drama?
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice too of who they pick, because like back in the day, especially if you look, I don't know if you remember like the first seasons of Real World when they did Miami, and they just like picked this group of people that was 100% entertainment drama. And I don't know if it was intentional, but The Bachelor did kind of that whole thing where that's the kind of person they would pick so that they wouldn't have to fabricate the drama. But the personalities were so different, were so interesting, were so out there that there was bound to be something to happen. Now it seems like they're picking people who are maybe a little bit more normal or stable, or everyone's trying to look good. So it feels like the drama that happens and a lot of what happens feels more fabricated to me. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of the drama comes from the situations they're put in, and less the actual people. Like, they're just put into rough situations. And obviously the early episodes of, you know, the early season drama is kind of juvenile, it's bullies, it's kind of whatever that Shanae stuff is. And then the end of the season drama is like, you know, like tonight, you have Serene saying, I love you. She's the only one who said it so far as I know. And then she gets sent home, and it's like, yikes. I don't believe that's made up in any which way. But, you know, it took them, 7-8 episodes to get to that. So they have to find every episode, they got to find drama to throw in.
But they didn't focus on that. Like you said, that should have been something that maybe they should have focused on, but they just brushed right over that. But in reality, that's the real drama, not the whole Shanae stuff or the whole shrimp, whatever. Like, like sometimes it seems very fabricated, and the legit drama is just being passed through. Like, how much have we seen of Serene? I don't know. I just feel like sometimes they just gloss over things.
I hear you. That's the show, glossing over things. I got a couple more voicemails to get to before I get out of here. But how's everything else in life? You gonna get some sleep tonight or what?
I will try to get some sleep for sure. I'm gonna have enough drinks to get me passing out. That's the goal.
All right, hit that pillow hard.
All right, take care, Dave.
All right, take care. Good to hear from you.
All right, bye.
All right, bye. All right, there it is. As always, a Canadian favorite here. We are hearing from now. How would you call a Montreal? What would you call like a Montreal person? How do I properly introduce? I don't know. Montreal zone. How about that? Okay, let's see here. Going to go into some of the questions we have. All right, no, actually, let me go to the voicemail. Sorry, I'm trying to talk and walk and chew gum and whatever. Here we go. Next voicemail.
Hey, Dave. This is Kim from Dallas, Texas.
Hi, Kim.
And I like Serene. I think they just didn't show who she was. But obviously, for her to get to where she was emotionally, they didn't show us everything obvious about their relationship. Because I always felt like he liked her. Where other people were talking about Teddy and everybody else, I always felt like he liked her, and I thought she would be in the Final Four. But they just didn't show that relationship. Because this season, they didn't care about that type of stuff. They just wanted to create the drama, obviously. That's why we don't care, really. That's why we are not in tune emotionally to the outcome, really. I just want everybody to be happy. I don't really care who he chooses. I don't have, like, a favorite. I think they're all nice. And although I don't really think he ends up with anybody, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. So, and Andrew S. said that he really likes Serene and Teddy, and he said that if they go to the beach, he might show up at the beach. So, she'll be all right. She'll be fine.
Oh, she'll be great.
I just hate she said he's my person. Ooh.
Yeah, well, bye, Kim. Thank you so much. I mean, yeah, she said he's my person, and hey, and look, she's also, she's caught up. She's been doing nothing but thinking about this guy for a month, traveling with him, seeing a better future. Like, I don't feel like they're getting duped at all. I feel like those emotions are real, but at the same time, she's going to look back on it. She's going to find somebody else that's right for her and go, what was I thinking? Well, in the moment you were thinking you were fighting for this guy, So I don't blame her. But Serene, if not for the Bachelorette, do you guys think she would make a good, would Serene make a good Bachelor in Paradise? Speaking of bikinis there, right? Being the Bachelor in Paradise, doing her thing. What do you guys think? Boy, she used to post a lot of, I'm trying to think more. It's probably more. No, it's about the same. Well, now she's got all the Bachelor stuff, she's been posting. So, you can catch her on the Talking It Out podcast. I'm sure now that she's been voted out, that she will probably, make the podcast rounds. I personally hate catamaran boats because of Jaws. I always think there's going to be a shark that's going to come out of the water. Does anyone else have wildly irrational fears like I do? All right, let's go to our next voicemail. We only have one left, so if anyone wants to call in, now is your shot. 401-213-9828. Call the number. Oh boy, lots of calls from Texas.
Hi, this is Kim from Dallas. I'm calling back because I had something else I wanted to say.
Call back as many times as you want, Kim.
It's about the women. This show's been on for a couple of decades, and I don't understand why people are not. I know you have to go all in the situation so you can fall in love. And I think Clayton, he's not the only person who has fallen in love with more than one person. He's not the first person who has had sex with more than one person in the fantasy suite. He is the first person to say publicly that he has sex with more than one person, but most of them do that. And Ben Higgins, he was in love with two people and he actually told both of them that he loved them. Well, no, he did. So he's not the first person to do that. I think people forget because this season is so chaotic that they think a certain way about Clayton. But I really like Clayton. I don't think they're showing who he is. I think he has personality, just like they didn't show Matt and other people. Even with Michelle, she has personality. She's an adventurous type person. We saw it a little bit, but not really. So I think we should just have a little slack and grace for these people that be on this show. It's a bubble that they're in. So it's created for them to have all these crazy emotions. So we shouldn't judge them so harshly when they have them. I mean, we think we know how we will react, but you just never know how you're going to react. So the women who's like Rachel and Serene being so shocked, there were 3 other women. They shouldn't forget that. Bye.
Thank you so much for the callback. Defending Clayton, saying you don't think his personality is being shown, and then it's actually there. Just perusing through the Reddits here. Let's see what we have. Clayton responded to my boyfriend's tweet on our Twitter. I was literally standing there like a normal person. Clayton standing on the porch while Gabby crying, seeing her dad. Oh, right. The poor guy. I mean, it's after he watches an episode, there just must be nonstop stupid memes. He's got to defend himself. Oh, boy. All right. Looking at speculation here, trying to read some comments from people. Someone says maybe the sex is the reason Susie quits when she says no boundaries prior to fantasy suites, and then her fantasy suite was last in order. That'll be interesting. If Susie has the last fantasy suite, would that be a reason why she, because I don't know if you guys watch this. Whenever I'm setting up my live stream to go live, I always have to miss like the final minute of the show. But I was listening in the other room and we heard someone say that, someone said essentially, and I think it was Susie, said, I don't want my future husband to be sleeping with someone else, which is fair. It's fair to feel that way. I wonder if Clayton is a people pleaser like me, where he wouldn't want to have those difficult conversations beforehand. Because that's exactly something I would do, where I wouldn't have the boundaries conversation beforehand, and then I would just hope everyone's cool with it. All right. Funny tweet here from Connor Brennan. Wait, why are the villains from Katie season the only ones with girlfriends now? There it is, folks. They were such villains that they got scooped up right away. Even Carl's got a girlfriend. All right, next voicemail. Let's take 2 more voicemails. Call in right now, 401-213-9828. That'll extend us a few more minutes. We are going to wrap things up, although I have to say we're at 350 people watching right now, so I appreciate everyone who's watching. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Definitely double check right now and make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, you're going to be missing out on good content. It's going to be a wild couple of weeks. Nicole says, I feel like I'm invested in every relationship. Serene was the last girl I didn't feel anything for. And of course, Nicole, that's probably because the sort of lack of a robust edit.
Hi, this is Kay from Florida. Watching this season of The Bachelor, I think when Clayton was visiting, each of their hometowns, I think Serene's brother knew that Clayton was not in love with her. I think that's the reason why he started crying, because he kind of saw the ending of that. But let me know what you think. Do you think he really likes Serene? We didn't see much of her, so we can't really form that much of opinion of her. I can say she was a nice girl, but we're not able to really say, a lot about her. My pick, who I think he's going to pick, is Rachel, just because he always seemed like he liked her from the beginning. Susie's cute, but I don't know, it's either, now I'm changing my mind. Now it's either between Rachel and Susie. That's what I think. But what are your opinions about that?
So you're saying you think it's between Rachel and you liked Susie from the beginning. Did I hear that right? Like I said, I'm sort of indifferent towards Susie. I probably have a bias against Susie because of Hannah Brown. Not to say I don't like Hannah Brown, but it's almost like I want something fresh, and Susie kind of looks and feels like a Hannah Brown. Again, Susie's her own person. It's got nothing to do with her. That's probably just where my bias is. As far as Gabby goes, Gabby seems to be the real deal. Who else? Who am I missing? Who's the third person? Rachel. I think it's just the conclusion has been that, and again, this isn't a spoiler, guys. I don't know anything. And I can truly say that. Some seasons I kind of just like skirt away from what I do know. I don't know anything. It just seems like Rachel's too close to Clayton that if it doesn't work out, she's not going to be on a Bachelorette turnaround. So it seems like it'll be a Susie or Gabby type of thing. We'll see. Again, next Bachelorette could be Natasha. I'm trying to think of other previous seasons. I think Natasha was the only one I can think of that people were considering from previous seasons. Yeah, we'll have to see. Teresa says, I don't want pageant Susie. All right, last chance to call the voicemail line. It's wide open right now. The voicemail line is wide open. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, and people have said, oh, don't they remember people have slept with contestants in the past? That's why I wonder about the psychology with regards to Clayton doing it. I think a lot of people were less critical of Clayton sleeping with multiple people and more so with him telling them all in front of each other. Now, we don't know the context of that. We really don't. He might have already said it and then he summarized the conversation. He was like, all right, we need to have this chat out in the open. We don't know. We'll have to see. We will have to see next week. Kim says, is this the same Kim in Texas? I think it's the same Kim. Caitlin slept with Nick like episode 5 or 6, made it to final 2, and then she picked Sean, and Sean knew she had sex with him. Yes, and of course Sean couldn't handle that. He could never really shake that. I'm sure the relationship had other issues, but he, whether it be pride or what, he could never get past the hurt that he was caught, that he was dealt. Which doesn't mean it was Caitlin's fault, but he, to be quite valid, he still felt those feelings. Don't blame Caitlin Bristow, blame the format. He wasn't able to handle that in that term, and we just couldn't get over it. Goosebump 801 says Natasha thumbs up. All right, we're gonna work our way out of here. I don't have any more voicemails. So unless someone wants to call right now, we're going to start wrapping it up. Speaking of Fantasy Suite, it's time to wrap it up. Shouldn't I have a condom sponsor? Wouldn't this be a good thing? Wrapping up the rubber meets the road this episode, I don't know. Yucky dokey. Sage says bisexual bachelorette was well done. Well, I mean, it didn't end well, right? Didn't they not last long? Not to say that's any different than over here. Kim says maybe they can bring a brand new person for next Bachelor or Bachelorette. My thought is, I guess my question is, when are they going to shoot the next Bachelorette? Do they plan on shooting it before? Because the last couple seasons, it's been pushed back into the fall. I don't know if the show normally shoots in the fall. Normally before COVID. So I wonder, will the next Bachelorette shoot in March and April and then air June, July, and then go straight into Bachelor in Paradise from there? And then we have a long fall. Or does the show take the rest of the spring off? You can't think that the show's going to take the spring off. That's kind of like a pretty important demographic to hold on to. Anyway, we'll have to see. I really don't know. This is the first season I haven't really been looking too far ahead. Too much going on in the old Bachelor Power Recapper world. Lots to get into, lots to discuss tomorrow. Early topics, I will be discussing Katie Thurston responding to a hater. That'll be a video I'm going to make. My first video of the day tomorrow will be my Bachelor recap. And we'll see what else comes out. I'm sure there's a few more things out there. Trying to read some comments here. Yeah, hometowns. I've never really loved hometown dates, but I understand. I understand that it's a valuable date to have. It just kind of like, it kind of feels just like a bridge episode between, what comes before Hometowns? Whatever they did, and then the next one will be Fantasy Suites. Hometowns, it's like, no, it's good to meet the families, but it's like, it's so superficial, like, right? It's essentially 4 one-on-one dates plus, Clayton gets to hand somebody some flowers, and then a dad gets to judge them. It's just every season's the same thing. Christine Marciano says Clayton is a dumb jock. Sophia says, random thought, Dave should wear more brown. This is actually maroon, but I guess maroon's a type of brown. Oh, but you like me in brown? Do I look good in brown? Listen, can we just get my channel to the size where I have my own private dresser? Like, someone to just be like, here, Dave, this is what you're wearing today. And I just, no, maybe not. That would be an excessive use of force. I'm just fine being T-shirt Dave. Or next month, it'll be Hawaiian shirt Dave as I travel to the great unknown, the westernmost islands of the Americas that we took over less than, 100 years ago? No, when did we take over Hawaii? Either way, gosh, I've had people already criticize me. Dave, why are you going to Hawaii? You understand it's like, shush, okay? I'm going to Hawaii. I was a fan of Lost. I want to go see the Jurassic Park tour. All right, maybe there's a dinosaur. JC says, not a linen brown, Dave. I'll be doing a linen suit for my wedding. So I'll be linen suit, Dave. No, we are no closer to booking a venue, but we're so desperate. We're going to hire an astrologer to tell us what dates to do it. You know what I mean? Now I got to put all my stock and weight into the crystals. All right. No more voicemails. So that's going to be it. We got a good crowd though. So I'm going to let you guys go. Brooke says, maroon on iPhone's night shift mode definitely looks brown. Ooh, Brooke's watching me in night shift mode. Ooh, boy. Brooke, easy there, does it?
God.
All right. Calm yourself. Nothing's, trying to read some comments I'm getting. Do you and Tosh have a wedding date? Oh, I was just asked. No, we do not. Oh, no, that was from a different commenter. Everyone wants to know. When's your wedding? Whenever we can find a venue. Does anyone know any good venues in Cancun? Let me know. Grateful Edge says, Dave, you can become a minimalist. Just wear the same type of shirt day in and day out. I'm already pretty minimalist with my actual clothing. I'm a jeans and t-shirt type of guy, but I go for these pretty high quality Hurley t-shirts. They're actually like $30. But I tell you what, this t-shirt has lasted so long. It kind of grips nice, it grips nice on the body. It's a little all over the place right now. So I have like 5 different colors of the same shirt. But you know me, pretty minimalist, not too much going on. Bruce says his empty field and chicken coop are ready for the wedding. Listen, I'd cluck at Bruce's house any day of the week. All right. Well, I don't think there's anything we didn't cover here. Next week, I'm traveling to Vegas on Wednesday afternoon, and it's a Monday-Tuesday finale, which means Wednesday morning I'm going to be slammed, working hard, getting you whatever content is out there. Then we'll be driving to Vegas, and I'll probably be in Vegas till probably Saturday or Sunday, and then I'm going to have a show in Los Angeles, March, I believe it's the 13th, Sunday night. So that's what's happening. I've got some other shows coming up at some breweries and some other locations. Nothing crazy. I need to do a better job of getting shows on the books. But working through it. This Vegas show is the next one that I'm really trying to make sure goes well and have a good time because it's a private show and they're taking care of me. So thanks to you guys. I get to do that. It's not often that I want to do a private show because it's a different type of pressure. But if anyone out there wants a private show or has an event that you need a private comedian for, by all means, let me know. Click the like button, says Kim. Absolutely sugar-free shirt, Dave. That's right. I'm kind of, I'll give you an update before we get out of here on my health. I'm doing okay. I've lost about 5 pounds. Which is not important. I'm truly not obsessing over the weight. But I've been intermittent fasting, not in a wild way. I just don't eat till noon. I get up, and I have my coffee, and that's it. Coffee in the morning, perfectly fine energy-wise. I I have like a light lunch and a normal sized dinner, and I've been feeling pretty good. My goal is to lose maybe another 5 or 10 pounds before I go to Hawaii. It might be somewhere like 5. I feel like the next 5 will be a little harder to lose. Less worried about the weight on the scale and more about feeling good. I've been doing some workouts, getting back to some new workouts and just trying to feel, not just good physically, but mentally. And that for me comes from working out and challenging my body and getting a good sweat and all that jazz. Today was nice. It was 85 degrees and sunny today. So I had a half an hour off between podcast interview. I did, one of our audience members has a podcast. I did an interview on his channel. It'll be up on Thursday. And I was, staying busy. Lots of content to get through. But anyway, no complaints on my end. Angel Victoria, Chapstick Dave. That's right. Should I get some Dave chapstick? Maybe that's the next merch thing I need. So like from Dave's lips to yours. You know what I mean?
Oh my
Just
God.
like that. I don't know. Silver Shannon said, good luck at your show in Vegas. Yeah, the show's actually in the morning. So I'll be reporting from the Vegas pool after the show. I don't know where I'm saying yet. Buzzer says, when you say private, what does that mean? This show's a corporate show, so it's put on by a company. So the company's hiring me to do the show. That's what I mean by private. Although, like I learned in economics, there's a price for everything. Once I was offered to do a nude stand-up show at a wedding, which I declined. It felt like a prank to me, to be quite honest. But you'd be surprised the type of offers that come in. There is a price for everything. Christine says, sleep with your front runner. Make sure it's all compatible. Absolutely. Definitely do that. Sophia says, are you doing the 16 to 8 or 20 to 4 on the fasting? 16 to 8. But I'm not really religious on how many. That means don't eat for 16 hours, eat for 8. I would say, I eat between 12 and 8 p.m. But if I snack after 8 p.m., I'm not worried about my evening snacking. I'm not being super wild about it. With my intermittent fasting, I'm also not eating chocolate, added sugar, or gluten. That's pretty much it. I know, I took out all the fun. So anyway, that's where I'm at. You guys have been super fantastic. Let's play some music. Let's get out of here with some good romantic music. What do we say? Here's a song I'm dedicating to Serene called I Don't Know You Anymore. And on behalf of Clayton Eckerd, Letting Her Go, a nice sad song to end the night. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. More content coming your way. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for all your support. Good night, everybody.
I used to think the world of you, but somewhere down the line, we changed and we grew and we fell out of touch as time goes by. Still I'm holding on to you. I know that it's time for me to let you go. I know that it's time for us to part, though it breaks my heart. Baby, it's time for me to face the truth and say it out loud.
Breaking news update. We're pausing the... Oh boy, is this exciting. Just as we were leaving, we were alerted by Casey that we have a Serena post. So for those left in the chat, we're going to get to this breaking news right about now. Ladies and gentlemen, Serena's commented. Let's get into it. And then I'll be out of here right after this. Serene Brooke Russell. I didn't leave this with my person. At first I thought I left empty-handed, but I left having learned how to give myself grace and let go of things not meant for me. Of course, it was world-shattering at the time, but I'm proud of the person I've grown into. A woman who knows it's okay to be human. A woman who learned showing vulnerability isn't a weakness. A woman that knows what she deserves and isn't afraid to ask for what she needs. A woman who ultimately isn't afraid to love. I'm still learning and growing, but I know it's still out there for me. A person who will see all of me, my experiences, my scars, and my sunshine too. And it'll be exactly what he's been waiting for. I can't wait to meet him. And there it is, folks. Serene Russell. That's going to do it for me. Thank you guys again so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
We used to be inseparable. I used to stand by you. Now I'm only holding on to a bittersweet memory of you. Oh, I wish it wasn't true. I know that it's time for me.
Hey, thank you, Buzzer Manos, for the super sticker.
I know that it's time for us to part. Though it breaks my heart, baby, it's time for me to face the truth and say it out loud. I don't know you anymore. I don't know you anymore. Like I used to do before.
Molly, that's going to be it from me. No more updates.
I used to think the world of you. Somewhere down the line, we change and we grow and we fall out of touch as time goes by.
This is gonna be on Dave Neal.
Oh, still I'm holding on to you. I know that it's time for me to let you go. I know that it's time for us to part. Though it breaks my heart, baby, it's time for me to face the truth and say it out loud. I don't know you anymore.
Good night, everybody. Sleep tight. And don't forget,
You cut the crap.